Hey guys, it's Isabel here. We are back for another book review. For one, don't mind the lighting. It is literally 6:30 in the morning. I have been up since literally 2 a.m. and that's because work is going to be hell this week because it's Memorial Weekend. And I'm stressed because I'm working literally from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. So it's going to be a long shift. It's going to be hella busy. And I think my anxiety is on one today. So I'm not gonna be able to sleep well. Also because I don't sleep well when I sleep alone. Because if you haven't noticed or whatever, I go to my boyfriend's house. Yes, I'm saying boyfriend now. Whatever. And I sleep better when I'm there. So yeah. Anyways, I might make a vlog later because I guess I have shit to explain. I don't know. Anyways, that's not why we're here. Today, we're going to be reviewing Holding Up the Universe by Jennifer Niven. Niven? From the author of All the Bright Places, which is one of my favorite movies and one of my favorite books, I think, because, Jesus Christ, no matter how many times I watch that movie, it makes me fucking sob. But yeah, I literally had just finished reading this. I've been reading it on and off between 2 to 6, so I've been reading it for quite a while. I was halfway through it when I got home from my boyfriend's house, and I literally had just finished it now, so I've kind of been reading it on and off. I've been trying to go back to sleep, but that hasn't been happening, and I have to leave in like 2.5 hours, so there's no sleeping for me. So the story of this is where Libby is a girl whose name everyone knows, but no one really sees her except Jack. Jack is a guy who's friends with everyone, but he doesn't let anyone in except Libby. The two make an unlikely pair, and yet they just might be able to change each other's worlds. So I definitely had given this a 10 out of 10. I would highly recommend if you're into some sobby, cliche, fucking teenage bullshit like me, because you grow up a lonely girl like me, you definitely like the cliches. I mean, if the fan fiction that I write isn't cliche enough, I don't know what is. But yeah, this one was actually really good, and I enjoyed it a lot. It definitely goes through a lot of roller coasters, but they're like kind of the good roller coasters. I mean, it's also just like emotional in a good way, because it also points out some really cool, like, interesting things I've never seen in books before. So Jack is a guy, well, in here he's known as to be a light-skinned man with an afro who has a mental condition or a mental disorder called prosopagnosia, which is a mental disorder that involves a brain injury where you can't remember anyone's faces. And if you know me, you know I'm all about those weird fucking rare ass mental brain disorders because I'm autistic and I fucking hyperfixate on those so much. But yeah, it goes through his life. It goes back and forth between their point of views and their stories. I really wish they would. These are one of the books where I wish they'd be like, oh, I wish they would make this into a fucking TV series. I hope to God one of these days that they do, because they're turning A Good Girl's Guide to Murder into a fucking series. I need this. I need this into a series. Netflix, hello, Hulu, Disney Plus, anybody, make this into a fucking TV series and make it like at least 2 seasons. Thank you. I'm even good with 1 season. This would be a good 1 season, maybe 12 episodes type of thing. 20 episodes, maybe. Anyways, but yes, so it goes through their lives and their point of views about, each other and all of that. Libby, interesting enough, it's funny because in this she is described to be as a former fat teen. A former fat teenager who, at the age of, like, 12, was, like, 600 pounds and went to fat camp and had lost all of this weight and is now confident in herself despite her still being, despite being heavy set still, but she's confident and she's not like, not like how I was when I was an overweight kid or how I felt about it now because, I'm not anymore, but, body dysmorphia. But she's confident, witty, fucking funny as shit. Definitely what I wish I was, and when I was fucking heavier and people made fun of you, like, that shit didn't matter and she didn't care. She'd be like, okay, I'm fat, so what? Like, just didn't give a shit about what people thought about her, even though sometimes she did. I mean, we all do, every now and then, even though we wish we didn't. But she was still fucking badass girl. Yeah, and it went through just a whole bunch of like, whole bunch of teenage cliche bullshit. Like, she's starting out in a new high school, and everyone knows who she is because she had to get craned out of her house, so she's kind of infamous for being formerly fat. And despite dropping all the weight, she's starting high school, trying not to have panic attacks and making new friends. And then her and this Jack kid meet. Definitely not under good circumstances, of course, because they do this thing. There's a lot of Jack's friends are the assholes that have him do a fucked up thing to her, only for him to slide a note into her backpack saying, "This is gonna be a shitty thing, but I have prosopagnosia." So, yeah. And then it goes through Jack's life too, about his family and his family, in which his mother's a hardworking mother, and his dad had formerly had cancer, who beaten it, or his dad is struggling with cancer, but cheated on his mom before he found out, so they were going through all that. And his parents doesn't know, or his parents and his brothers don't know he has prosopagnosia, so he's struggling with that, and he's been on and off with this high school popular girl, which of course is always a cliche in fucking teenage romance novels and movies. On and off with some girl, and then he discovers Libby. And at first he's like, oh, it's her weight that makes her stand out, so that must mean like, oh, it means something. And then he was like, and then shit happens. Of course, you have the decline that happens like in a story plot where you kind of have the basics, and then you have, oh, the incline plot, and then the descend, and then the happy ever after, whatever. And so at first it's like, yeah, it's all happy. Jack and Libby get to know each other. You get to see where it's going, and then Jack goes through some shit, and he's like, shit, sorry, I can't do this no more, and fucking is like, bye, girl, bye. And then he gets the shit kicked out of him, and he wakes up and remembers Libby, and he's like, wait, when can I remember her face? What the fuck? And then he just starts remembering every fucking detail about her. And he's like, it's not just your weight that I see, it's you. I see you. For someone with prosopagnosia who can't remember faces, can't remember what anybody looks like, when he can look at them and remember them, but the second he turns away and looks back, he can't remember, like, what they look like, or he can't think of, or can't picture what someone looks like, because it's face blindness, where you can't really tell what's going on. Even if you can look at a person long enough, it's not gonna register that same person if you look away, because it's like someone you find in a crowd, you can't decipher each face or each different thing. It's really complicated, and it's really interesting to me. But he just wakes up after, because they went to a party, he got the shit kicked out of him. He wakes up and he just remembers Libby, and he goes to talk to her, and she's, although really pissed at him, which I'm not gonna spoil it, so you should go read this for yourself. But it's just, and it tells in here why she's so pissed off at him. But then he's just like, you don't have to believe me. Oh, and then there's also so many shit about, so many like recognizations about the backstory, because he saw her get craned out of her house, and some pieces get aligned in there, which kind of makes it good and bad, but it's really fucking good. But yeah, of course, in the end, they kiss, obviously. Duh. It's a cliche. You're gonna know it's gonna happen anyways. But yeah, I'm definitely glad I got to stay. I'm glad I got to stay up and finish reading this, because I wanted to finish reading this before the end of the month, because now I'm starting to be able to read 4 books a month, which is almost my target. I've been wanting to try and read at least 5 books a month, so I'm slowly getting there. I'm slowly starting to read more, which is great, because I just bought 3 more books from Amazon. So yeah, but yeah, no, I would definitely, if you're into sobby cliche teenage shit, go pick yourself up one of these. Got this from Amazon. It was really good. And yeah, the next book we're going to be reading is A Danger to Herself and Others by Alyssa Sheen-Mell. And this one says, it wasn't my fault accidents happen. Hannah knows there's been a mistake and she doesn't need to be institutionalized. What happened to her roommate at the summer program was an accident. As soon as the doctor and judge figure out that she isn't a danger to herself and others, she can stay home and start her senior year. Then Lucy arrives. Lucy has her own baggage, and she's the perfect project to keep Hannah's focus off all she's missing at home. But Lucy may be the only person who can get Hannah to confront the secret she's avoiding, and the dangerous games that landed her into confinement in the first place. It says, and then there's two other authors that commented on this. It says, a compelling and beautifully told story, and a tense and terrifying read. So I'm pretty interested about that. I wonder if... Okay, so there is chapters, and there seems to be... Ooh. Oh, fuck, no way. I didn't know about this. So usually at the end of books, they give you a short description of what their next book is going to be like. I didn't know that there was this next book by the same author that's called What Kind of Girl. And it seems interesting because it has the topic of two things that I relate to. So I might want to get into that. But this seems to have 50 chapters. So only 336 pages. Hopefully I can get it done at least by the beginning of June. So we'll see, but I'm pretty excited about that. And yeah. I hope you all are enjoying my book reviews. I know they're some of them are kind of short and lame, some of them are kind of, I don't know. I just hope I'm not boring you guys with it, because I really do like this series. I really do like explaining like how I like books and how that makes me feel, kind of thing. I'm trying to be more descriptive and be more like aware of what I'm saying. I don't want to spoil anything for people that do want to read it and be like, what the fuck, you spoiled it for me, so why do I have to read it now? You know, type of thing. Or if I could just spoil a little bit of things and not be so like where it like spoils everything type of thing. But yeah, I really do like doing these, especially because it's getting me more into the habit of reading more. So I can just push more videos out. And I know I've been pushing like a lot of just book reviews lately, but that's because it's kind of the only thing I've only been able to do because life has been crazy and busy, and maybe when I make a vlog I will explain. But yeah. So that's basically that. Yeah, let me know what you guys think, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.